him and do what we can to win.
Bryce, you talk about some more about your father and how fun that experience has been, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience?
Yeah, obviously I've been through this for 4 years now with him by my side, and it's been extremely fun. There's been its ups and downs, obviously, from the challenges of being a coach's kid and dealing with that in LA and the pressures that come behind that. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade my experience at UCLA in my 4 years for anything, and I don't know if I could have done it without him by my side. So it's been an absolute blast, and I'm very, very thankful and blessed for the opportunity.
Any further questions? In the back.
Hey, Bryce, since you have experience in this tournament, what kind of advice have you given to Lonzo about how this setting is different than the regular season?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't have to give too much advice to Lonzo. He's a very smart basketball player. He knows what he's doing out there, and he does a great job of not letting pressure get to him. Obviously, with who he is, there's a lot of pressure that comes behind just the name that he has in college basketball. So he hasn't let that get to him all year. And if anything, I just give him little snippets of what I've been through in the tournament. You know, I've been to the Sweet 16 twice, and just to treat it like every game. And you just heard him say that. So he's got his head on straight. I don't need to tell him a whole lot.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Coach Alford will be out here in just a few minutes.
Is that right? Right here.
Okay, we have now Coach Steve Alford, UCLA, 4th year with the Bruins, 26th year overall as a head coach, and owns NCAA tournament wins at 4 different schools: Missouri State, Iowa, New Mexico, and UCLA. Coach, welcome to Sacramento.
Thank you very much, and we're excited to be here. Little injury update. We got TJ and Lonzo are back as near to 100%, I think. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, EK sprained a foot, so he's kind of day to day. He's getting treatment now. He's been getting treatment since Tuesday, so he's a little day to day. But other than that, we're very healthy and very excited to be here, and looking forward to the tournament.
Coach, could you review your season a little bit? You had some very big wins and some very big highs this year.
Well, we did. We've been very consistent, and that's what I've liked about this team. The team's been so consistent from day one, really all the way back to Australia. We lost a game in Australia, and that was probably the best thing that happened to us. Pro team beat us over there, and the guys, I think, got very close to one another at that point, and that was in August. We got back. School started in late September. Practice starts early October. Now we're 95-plus practices in and 33 games in. And we've had a lot of consistency to go through our schedule. And we've won at the Pac-12 champs place. We've won at the SEC champs place. And we beat the Big Ten champ as well at our place. So we've had some very good wins, some key wins. We've lost 4 games on the year. To 3 teams, and yet we've avenged all those losses. So to be at 33 games in and starting the national tournament, knowing that you've beaten everybody on your schedule, it speaks volumes of what these young men have been able to do, because that's not easy to do.
Okay, questions for Coach Alford, and please state your name and affiliation.
Ben Bulch, Los Angeles Times. Coach, is your expectation that EK will be able to play, or is that still kind of up in the air?
It's up in the air, man. It's day to day. He's got a sprained foot, and we're just each day it's gotten better since Tuesday, but it'll probably be a game day decision. We don't play till 7, so we'll have to see how things go today and tomorrow.
Coach, good.
Coach Alford,
Yes.
What do you know about Kent State and playing these type of teams, these lower seeds? Because you done had a lot of experience, in your college career and your coaching career playing lower seeds.
Right. I probably know a lot more about the Mid-American Conference than most of our guys. As I grew up 20 minutes from Ball State in Newcastle, so I followed the Mid-American Conference for a long, long time. I have a lot of friends that played in that league. In fact, Eddie Schilling, who's on my staff, played at Miami, Ohio with Ron Harper, had a great career there. So I know about the conference very well. And, winning 9 out of 10 at this level is not easy. And they've been able to do that. And they've won it, continuing to fight, sometimes ahead, sometimes behind. But it's going to give us a look that we haven't really seen in a while. Pac-12 usually is big. And there are a lot of four-guard lineups out there against Kent State. So we got to kind of go back to the way we were playing in November and December as far as the style that was being played against us. But Hall's a terrific big inside. That's a handful. He leads them in just about every statistical category. That's not easy. I think Walker and Edwin are special guards, and they surround them with guys that really understand how to play. So it's a team that's hot. It's a team that's playing very, very well. And they're going to play a little bit differently than what we've been accustomed to just because of playing a lot of four-guard lineups. We don't see a lot of that in conference play.
Steve, Joe Davidson, Sacramento Bee. How fun has it been for you to coach Lonzo Ball and also to coach your son over these years? He just said that he's had a great time with you.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I've said it. I've said it since coming to Westwood. It's a blessing. It's an honor. It's such a privilege to be there and to be able to coach there, and let alone be able to now go through 4 years with Bryce. First with my oldest son Corey, 2 years at New Mexico, and my last 2 years there, and the success we had. And then the first 2 years we went to Sweet 16s, won a Pac-12 championship while he was there. So that was fun. Now he's a video coordinator on our staff, so he's a part of it. And now Bryce, with what he's been able to do, probably as critiqued and as evaluated as any player that's played at UCLA in a long, long time. And he knew right from the beginning that's what being a coach's kid's all about. I was a coach's kid. But I was a coach's kid at high school level, not at the collegiate level at UCLA and Los Angeles and the tradition-rich place like UCLA is. So very proud of him from a coaching standpoint of seeing how he's evolved and gotten better as a player each and every year. Very proud of him as a father of how he's handled everything. He's been unwavering. He's stayed true to his beliefs. He's been a tremendous teammate. Great leader, somebody that guys want to play with and want to be around. And those are things from a father standpoint of who he's grown as a person that we've had a lot of fun with. Sharing that as a family obviously is a lot of fun. And then Lonzo's just, not only is he fun to coach, I was a player first. He's fun to be on the same team with. Tracy Murray does our radio, who was a great shooter at UCLA, and I told him on a broadcast about 2 games ago, said, Tracy, if you and I were on this team, even at our age, we'd have a lot of fun shooting the ball with the way this ball moves and the shots that you get. And Lonzo has a lot to do with that. Lonzo's somebody that he can beat you by getting 15 rebounds, 15 assists, 25 points, guarding your best player on the other team. He's so disruptive to the other team because of his talent and his skill set. But as good as he is from a skill set, he's a better person, and he has a really good understanding of how to orchestrate a game. And those are hard traits. There's a lot of guys out there skilled, but to orchestrate a game, where's the ball got to go, who's got to get a touch, who's hot, what kind of stop we got to get now, who we got to guard right. He's just got a great feel with that. So those 2 guys have been fun to coach, but this team's been fun to coach. It's been a joy to be around this group of guys because they're high-character guys.
Josh Peter with USA Today. Lonzo said that he was not at all surprised to hear that his father said that he could have killed Michael Jordan one-on-one. What did you think, and how would you respond to people who speculate this guy might be sort of a distraction or disruptive force of the program?
Yeah, it's been no distraction at all to us, and a lot of that has to do with Lonzo, just to who he is, and strong-willed kid. He's way beyond his 18 years of age. He's a special talent, both mentally and physically, and it's how he's wired. He's been built this way. He's been built for this. that's why I'm excited. I can't wait till 7 o'clock tomorrow night, to where we can tip this thing and get this tournament underway, because this is what he's been built for. This is what he's been wired for, and I think the 33 games we've been through, plus the practices, this team has kind of been building towards this. Doesn't mean it's going to be ultra successful, but I do like coming into the tournament the way we are with the group of guys that we're going into it with. These are the guys I want to go into battle with, and obviously Lonzo's a huge piece to that.
Mark Wicker, LA Daily News. Steve, according to the stats, the new stats that you see all the time now, teams with high tempo don't fare as well in this tournament as the teams that try to slow it down. But you've been able to run pretty much when you've wanted to most of the year. How do you do that against a team that doesn't want to run with you?
Well, we got to be true to who we are. I thought in the Pac-12 tournament, it was the first time that wasn't, not only was it not our tempo, but our offense was not near as good. Our efficiency all year long, we've been pretty much the number one offense efficiency all year long. And we've had staggering numbers like 122, and the benchmark's like 110. If you can have an efficiency of about 110, that's a really good offense. We've been at 122 for most of the year, and those two games in the Pac-12 tournament, we were at 100. So that was a drastic drop. Now, what you've seen defensively, I think the two losses in a row, I think losing to Arizona at home and at SC, got our guys' attention. Our defensive efficiency was around 105, 106. And those 11 games since then, we've won 10 out of 11, and our defensive efficiency's been at 96, benchmark being 95. So we're getting a lot closer to what we're wanting to do defensively. So I don't think it's so much about changing anything or doing something to whether it's Kent State or whoever it may be. We've talked about this week, just be who we are. Be true to what we do. The ball's got to move. I thought the ball stuck a little bit in Vegas. I didn't like our ball movement. I didn't like our screening and our spacing. We've been so good at that all year. And so that's what we've really gotten back to in the last 5 days. And then just continue to refine, kind of reboot what we're doing defensively. But I don't think you're going to see us doing something different to change tempo, because we have been able to win games with a slower tempo and keep the efficiency up. So if it is a slower tempo, that's not as drastic to me as does it change who we are. We got to stay who we are offensively and defensively.
You really only have gone 8 deep most of the season. If Ike is unable to play, how will that change your rotation? And
well, as you know, we've played 7 a lot. We've had, because we've gone really outside the last couple weeks, 3 weeks, we've had either Gigi out, Tom out for a while, TJ missed 2 games for us, and Ike's been in and out most of the season. So we've had plenty of opportunities, maybe 12-plus games, where we had a 7-man rotation. So we've got experience doing that. We hope that's not the case, but at least we do have something that we can go back on to, look, we've played. You know, we got the opportunity to go 4 guards because those 4 guards are special. So if we have to play some more 4 guards, we've been able to do that when we've had a 7-man rotation. So we got to wait and see how Ike does here over the next 24 hours. But if by chance he's not playing, we've had success playing 7 guys.
Coach Mark Billingsley, Manhattan Mercury. 2-part question. When and how did you hear about Crean at Indiana's firing today? 2, is that a goal of yours professionally to get back to your alma mater? And if so, would you take a phone call at the end of the season?
Yeah, you know, I don't know how I found out. It's just news. But it's March Madness. And unfortunately in our business, you're either on top or something like this is happening to all of us. I've been in a long time, 26 years now. So I've seen things evolve. I've seen how things go that way. And but that's never been something that I look at, whether it be that job or other jobs. It's I learned a long time ago when I was probably 4 or 5 years into the job, I started interviewing for some jobs that's what I wanted. When I quickly trusted God and trusted, my faith, my journey has taken me to places I had no idea that was going to be my journey, and I've fallen in love with every spot. I've met great people, great institutions, and obviously that was 30 years ago. I was a part of that. I stood on stage with a great group of guys and won a national championship. It's my home state. I played there. So obviously all that comes up. But I love UCLA. I love Los Angeles. You're talking about arguably the greatest brand anywhere on the planet. And we got things going at a very high level now, and we're very excited about it. And we're excited about being in this tournament and seeing what we can do in this tournament. That's really going to be my comment, about that situation, because I don't want that to be what this is about. This is about us. This is about what these group of guys are doing, and that's really where my focus is.
Steve, Warren Williamson, Oregon Duck News. A lot at this tournament, the spotlight's been on Villanova, Kansas, Duke, Carolina, some of those programs. What are your thoughts about your program, Arizona and Oregon, how they stack up, how the Pac-12 will stack up, and how much damage can they do in this tournament this year? Yeah,
and Dana and Sean, we've all talked a little bit about that, and I think it is important because you hear a lot, about, well, the Pac-12's, it's been this long since we've been in the Final Four and those type of things. All I will say is it's hard, regardless of what those teams that you just talked about. It's hard. You start with 351 teams. It gets reduced to 68. Then you got to win 6 games on neutral, all 6 on neutral courts. It is a hard championship to win, and I think we all understand that. But I think Sean likes his team. Dana likes his team. I like my team. We've got chances. We've got opportunities. I think when you look at, that AP top 10, I told the team that the final poll came out. I think we were 8th. Oregon and Arizona, right? Arizona a little bit higher. Oregon might have been 7th or 9th, but 3 of us in the top 10. And yet all the pundits, if you listen to that night, somebody was picking that team to win it in that top 10. So, we've had a great body of work to get to this point. But now you got to go play the games, and you got to play good basketball. Whether you're Oregon, Arizona, ourselves, or any of those schools that you mentioned, you're not going to advance in this tournament not playing good basketball. So you've got to play your game. That's why I answered a question a minute ago. You just got to be yourself. You can't. This isn't the time to. We're 33 games in this. All of us have had a lot of success in our league, but we've got to play. All of us have to play good basketball, and we're all pulling for one another. Obviously, that would be something very special to meet in Phoenix because you finally got a Final Four out west, and we've been wanting that for a long time. So wishing Arizona the best, wishing Oregon the best. SC advanced last night. So, and obviously I want the best for us as we tip tomorrow night as well.
Over here. Steve, Brian Bennett with ESPN. The defense has been a kind of a focus for you guys, for pundits and that sort of thing. Bryce earlier sounded very confident. He said that you guys could get stops when you need it, and you mentioned kind of refining the defense here the last week or so. Where did you feel like your defense was in the Pac-12 tournament, and what things do you still need to improve going forward here? Well,
I thought we had some slippage. I thought we had slippage both offensively and defensively in the Pac-12 tournament, and weren't totally healthy, not an excuse, but we just seemed out of sync. We've been able to reboot things here in the last 4 or 5 days. I've loved the guys' excitement. I think this is the tournament that they've really been gearing and looking for. We just won 9, 10 games in a row against Pac-12 opponents, which that's hard to do. So we went through all of February undefeated, first 2 weeks in March undefeated. So, that was a grind to be able to do that. You're playing teams multiple times. We just played at Arizona about a week earlier. We'd played SC at home 2.5 weeks before that. So I think getting to new opponents in a different landscape will help our guys' mindset. But I like where we're at defensively. We've been critiqued at that end probably as hard as anybody. They've kind of forgotten about how efficient our offense is. There are other teams around the country that are, incredible defensive teams, but I don't know about how they are offensively. But their offense doesn't get critiqued. That's Los Angeles. It's UCLA. It's where the bar is at UCLA. But I love where we're at right now, and hopefully we'll play to that tomorrow night.
Steve, Tim Bonnes from the Washington Post. I appreciate you not wanting to talk about Indiana, but just to circle back to it a little bit, are you concerned at all that any talk about that job, given you mentioned your myriad connections to it in the state, might be a distraction for your team as you try to go through the tournament?
No, none.
Even in a market like Los Angeles?
Well, I can't control what gets talked about, but no, we're very focused on what we got to do.
One last question, Ben.
I know Bryce wants to continue his career after this in the NBA, but do you see him as a head coach someday?
I don't know. He's never talked about that. Corey, the oldest, has always wanted to get into coaching, but I don't know. He's never said anything about coaching the game. So I don't know if that's what his line of work's going to be done when he's done playing or not. But hopefully he has a long career ahead of him because I think he's talented enough. But I don't know if it'll be coaching. That we'll have to wait and see. I know Corey, that's the path he wants, but Bryce may want a different path.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Kansas State will be next up. Okay, continuing, we have student athletes from Kansas State, Wesley Awandu and DJ Johnson. Fellas, welcome to Sacramento.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit to start about your season as a whole and what it's taken to get here?
You know, a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of ups and downs, but persevered through it all, and we're finally here on the big stage.
Same, like Wes said, a lot of ups and downs, and fought through them, especially towards the end of the season, and we're here now.
Get right to the questions.
Ken Corbett, Topeka Capital Journal. For both of you, how much are you guys riding this underdog theme and, you know, getting into the tournament so late in first four and just kind of using that as something to motivate you guys along the way?
I feel like it's been a mentality all year, but, you know, we're finally here with the rest of the teams. Got an opportunity just like everybody else, so any team in this tournament I feel like should be respected no matter what, you know. If you're in this tournament, you did something good to get here, so we still consider the underdog, then that's what it is, but we just got to go out there and play like that every time.
I second that.
Mark?
Mark Billingsley, Manhattan Mercury. What has anybody on this team been with back in 2012, like a fifth-year senior now? Anybody have any experience at all? You were okay, so you were with the team. Have you been able? Are you kind of like the wise old man in the locker room now, telling your team about what it was like to be in the pressure of being an attorney? Tell me a little bit about bridging that 5-year gap.
I wouldn't say I had to bridge it too much, just because Wes is a lot of help, and Corby and Zach and Austin as well, with having 5 seniors on the team. We know what it takes to win. Maybe every now and again there's a constant reminder that, hey, we need to be doing this right, we need to be doing that. This is how you be successful. But it's always echoed in the locker room with the seniors, by the seniors.
Riley Gates, GoPowerCat.com. Wesley, when you look at the South region here, you got Carolina, Kentucky, UCLA. What do you make of that? Just how tough is this region going to be for you guys? I mean, I know you would take it one game at a time, but to maybe come out of this region, what's it going to take?
It's going to take your best basketball, you know. Each possession, any chance you get, each game, you just got to come out here and play your best basketball and do what you do best. I feel like if each guy on the team, you know, keep doing what we've been doing these past games, bring what they bring to the table best. You know, we should be in the game with any of these teams. We ain't played pretty good teams all year, so just got to stay consistent, you know, and keep things up. And I feel like, you know, the challenge will be there for us to take. You know, it's just how bad you want it.
DJ, I know it's been quick looking at Cincinnati, but just your impression of their team and what do you see as a key for you guys against them?
I think they're a hard-nosed team, very physical. They like to pound the ball inside, so I'm going to be big on my part to play some good post D, me, Dean, and Isaiah, and Budke X as well. As well as the guards for getting their hands up and, you know, kind of deflecting some of those passes coming into the post, making it a little harder on the guards and just slowing them down a little bit.
DJ, you're the big guy down low. I mean, you're supposed to be down there getting all the rebounds, but then you got a guy in Corby who's been kind of coming out of nowhere recently, you know, getting tough rebounds and playing hard. What type of a spark has he provided for you recently?
He's great. Cam getting foul trouble early, or he needs a quick breather, and Corby comes in, and if he doesn't keep the same lead, he extends it. He goes in and rebounds, does a couple things that maybe most guards don't do, and rebounding the ball is one of them. Hustling, diving on the floor. He just wants to win, and that's something that we all appreciate in Corby. He just comes out there and gives it all he got.
Any other questions? Okay, gentlemen, thank you. He knew it was coming. Doug Kelly, Bruce. Nice to know you, sir. Yeah, this whole thing is there.
You made it, Ken, huh?
Practice, Jim.
You drive here too? That's good.
Okay, we have Kansas State head coach Bruce Weber. Bruce, first of all, can you talk a little bit about your season and, of course, a big win the other night in order to get to Sacramento?
Well, I said all along we have a good group. We had a good start to our season. We hit a little bit of adversity in the middle. You get in the Big 12, which is such a good conference, and you're playing, what do we have, 5 top seed teams in the tournament, and lost some close games, lost, some heartbreakers, and, had a couple injuries in the middle, but our guys fought through it, survived, and really got everyone healthy in the last 3 weeks. I think we've really played good basketball and was excited. We were excited to get see our name come up on the TV screen. It didn't matter if it was the play-in game or the first 4 or what it was. They just wanted to be part of it. And they played at a high level on Tuesday night and beat a good Wake team. And a very hectic day Wednesday, a long day, and got out here. And hopefully it'll help that we got here a little bit early and kind of get situated and get ready for Cincinnati.
Coach Mark Billingsley, Manhattan Mercury. Where's this game going to be won and lost? What is your biggest point you're trying to hammer home with your team right now?
Well, they're a very good defensive team. Their numbers are amazing, whether it's points allowed, field goal percentage, defense, steals, block shots. They're some of the best in the country. So, I think my big thing is we have to be a good defensive team on the court, and we got to limit their easy looks and make them earn things. And, maybe we get some transition off of some good defensive possessions and steal some baskets. The other thing I think we got to be very determined. We got to get all the loose balls. Somebody tips a rebound and we grab it and get a basket and one. All those little big heart plays, those determined plays, I think could make a difference in the game.
Riley Gates, GoPowerCat.com. You mentioned those hard plays. A guy, Corby Irvin's been just kind of doing that a lot recently for you. How big of a spark has he been for you coming off the bench, and how nice is that to have a guy like him who gets like rebounds and things where a lot of people really wouldn't expect that out of him?
Yeah, he makes all those little plays. He's played with a great deal of confidence and played very aggressive the last, last 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I think I've told you guys he's been, such a positive force. He wants us to win. He kept, continually texting me, "We're going to get in the NCAA, coach. I promise we're going to find a way." And we did get in. And then he was big time the other night. Again with those little plays, those offensive rebounds, loose balls, whatever it might be. And it was great for him to be part of it, and then to make some key plays in the game that helped us win.
Coach Weber, you took Illinois to the Final Four in 2005. Towards the end, had a bumpy stretch there, with some player issues. John Gross takes over the program. He's fired a few days ago. Do you look back on that program and say, hey, you guys could have still had me, but I'm doing a lot better at Kansas State, and you're still making it to the tournament?
Well, we loved our time at Illinois. We had a really good run. I think if you really study it, it's probably the best 9-year run in the history of the program. We got did some things no one else has ever done in Illinois basketball history, and you never want to leave a place, but you see all the things happening in our business today. The coaches losing their jobs. It's a tough business. It's a crazy business. It's gotten tougher. I'm just very fortunate to be at Kansas State, have a great opportunity, have a good group, good fans, good administration, and that's all I worry about. And I've been very, 38 years ago, I had a dream of being a college coach, and I never thought it would happen. Got on. Coach Katie gave me a break at Western Kentucky. I was with him forever. Thought I'd stay at Purdue forever. Some crazy things happened. Went to Southern Illinois. Had an unbelievable run there. Illinois popped up. So it's just I've had a good run and been very, very, very blessed to be part of some special times in college basketball. Yes.
With momentum, is there any coming in and kind of?
You're watching Mount St. Mary's today. They're pushing Villanova. I think Villanova stretched it out a little bit here when I walked by. But, you get that experience, a little bit free and loose. I know, when we played LaSalle, I had to get our guys to understand, hey, they're good. And then two, they already had a game and they already made shots and they took us by storm at the start of the game. I think it was maybe 17, 18, 19-point lead and we had to fight back. We came back and took the lead, but they ended up beating us, which is to me one of my most disappointing times at Kansas State because I thought we had a great group and we had a chance to make a nice run. But that's part of March Madness and being part of that, there's no doubt. I think it can be an advantage. I've talked to the players about it, and emphasize, hey, let's, we have a game under our belt. We have nothing to lose. No one expects you to win. They didn't expect us to beat Wake. Just come and play.
Ken Corbett, Topeka Capital Journal. We had a chance earlier today to talk to Marcus Foster, and he was very contrite, said he made mistakes at his time at K-State, and he's learned and grown. Just what are your thoughts on how he's changed and progressed now at Creighton and what he's done with his career?
I said during the season, I don't know, it was a national writer, Creighton writer, I'm not sure. I'm about kids and helping kids. That's why I got into business 38 years ago. I was a fifth grade teacher, high school basketball coach. I still love working camps and Marcus, made some bad decisions. I think, if he told you that, I'm sure, it's what happened. And, we did our best to try to help him. And if I did something to help him in life and by saying, hey, you're not part of this program anymore, and it hit a spot, a nerve, and he's made, he's had a great year, helped Creighton have a great year, and it helps him for his future. I wish he was at Kansas State. I'd sure like to coach him. I know he can make a lot of shots, but if it helps him in the long run, it's a positive thing for him and his future, and I'm doing my job as a coach.
Mark, if we could get this gentleman, he's been waiting patiently because we got a malfunctioning microphone here.
I'm not sure he ever waits patiently.
Ouch. Coach, one of your guys, Kwanzo, got the Missouri job nearby. I'm just curious what you think he'll do there, how good he'll be.
Well, one, he's just an outstanding person and, somebody with the heart of a lion. As I recruited him, coached him, watched him evolve as a coach, as a player. When he first got to Purdue as a player, our trainer said his knee's so messed up he'll never play over 18, 20 minutes a game. His last, as a senior, he probably never went out of the game. 38 minutes, 39 minutes, he'd get mad if we ever took him out. And he overcame pain, went and played professional basketball, had cancer, overcame that, got into the coaching profession, and he's just done great. Great human being, great family guy, great family, rock solid. I know he'll do it right. He'll work at it hard and brings them, that St. Louis connection, Midwest connection. I think he'll do a great job for them. And he was at Missouri State, so and he's from St. Louis, so a lot of connections there to help their program get going again. So I heard you. Yeah, I don't know if you need to repeat it, but we did have guys have. There's a lot. They get spring break for 2 weeks, so they. I think Corby said on Sunday that he was excited he could miss class for a whole week, but we arrived yesterday, and we had 3 guys that had to take tests. Some more guys had to take tests today. It's that week before spring break, and a lot of professors have exams kind of midway through the semester. But we're very proud of what our guys have done. Everyone since I've been here has graduated. Our seniors this year, Wes, Wes is going to graduate in the spring. DJ's already graduated, working on his master's. Corby will graduate. Austin Budke has chemical engineering, and he'll be done in next fall. And then Zach Winter will be done next fall with his degree in business. So, we take a lot of pride in it. Our academic advisor, Leanne Fowler, does an unbelievable job. Matt McCumber, my assistant, oversees that. And, couldn't be more proud that, again, as a coach, part of your job is to make sure they graduate and give them a chance to have success in the future. And we, our administration emphasizes, and we try to emphasize that. Leanne's with us, our academic advisor, so she gets to proctor the tests. I think one guy had something online. The other ones tests were sent to us, and she proctored it and then made sure that that the information was sent back to the professors. So it's fun to be here, but they also are students, and they got to take care of business.
The way Cincinnati plays is so different from Wake. Is it like going from like Iowa State to West Virginia?
Yeah, it is totally different. It's I said after, a totally different animal. Wake was obviously they could score the ball, but they didn't. They kind of, I don't want to say let you score, but they were more up tempo and wanted that kind of game, and we were able to take advantage of some things and get a lot of layups, got a lot of open shots. You said 66% for a game is pretty good percentage. Now we're going to have to fight and claw for every basket, and we know that. But we've been through it. Whether it's Baylor, whether it's West Virginia, those are kind of teams, that tough-minded, hard-nosed teams. Now West Virginia, theirs is more the pressing. This is more the half-court switching, matchup zone, switching man-to-man, protecting the paint, blocking shots, steals. Aggressive, get you kind of screwed up, and it's not going to be as easy as Tuesday night. There's no doubt, but we got to find ways to score, and that's what we've tried to talk about the last 2 days.
Anyone else have a question? Okay, Coach. Thank you very much. Hey, guys. Good. Okay, we have the student athletes from Kent State University, the Golden Flashes. Joining us are Jimmy Hall, Dion Edwin, and Jalen Walker. Gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to ask each of you the same question. If you could characterize how your season has gone and what it's taken to get to Sacramento.
I guess I'll start. It's been, it's been a real fun journey. We work real hard over the summer, and it just means everything to our team and to Kent State that we're here, in this position right now.
Our journey was good. We had a little bumpy start, and through the season we had ups and downs. But I guess this make the season more enjoyable, and we're here. So I say it's a good season for us.
Yeah, pretty much what these guys just said. We had an up and down season, and we started bad, but through the end, we started carry over, and now we're here. So we trying to continue on our wins as we go on.
Okay. Questions? If you'd like to ask a question, please do so into the microphones that'll be distributed around the room, and state name and affiliation, and we'll start over here.
TJ Mahoney, Turner Sports. Can you guys talk about the turnaround you guys have had? I think at one point you guys were only 5-7 in the conference, and I don't think a lot of people would have thought you guys would be here. What was it that kind of turned the season around? I think you guys have won 9 of your last 10.
From my standpoint, I think our turnaround was like, we had meetings before when we lost games and stuff, and then we just come as a group and talk about it. But we had like one big fight, in the locker room, not physically, but just argument, and then actually like challenging all players, because I think at that time we were so much offensive minded instead of more defensive minded, and like just doing the right thing to get the job done. And I think at that point, I think it was Toledo we lost to in our conference game, and then from there, everything swing around from right there. So I think that was our main turning point, and then challenging everybody.
Hey guys, Chip Reed, TV2, Kent State University. Jalen, you were named the MAC tournament MVP. First of all, how big of an honor is that for you to cap off a run with that sort of, title? You really shot the lights out a lot of those games. Do you feel like you'll be able to carry that style against UCLA, who obviously is the best team you guys have seen all year?
Yes, I am going to carry that on to this next game. Giving my teammates credit, they believe in me and believe that I can make shots and stuff like that. So it's going to be real nice.
Henry Palatella, Kent Stater. Just on a non-basketball note, what's it been like for you guys just coming over? The time difference, obviously the weather difference. Just how have you guys gone through that in the 24-ish hours that you've been here?
It's been a fun process. A lot of us never been to California, and getting away from the cold. So we weren't really too stressed about traveling or anything. We live in sunny California. We get to play a great team. And we're just happy that we're just in this situation again.
Ellie Lieberman, SB Nation. Jimmy, what does it mean for you to come from Hofstra and overcome some rough patches and finally make it here?
It means a lot. Just all the hard work and, things I've been through is just a very humbling experience, and I'm very blessed to be in this situation. And, I just want to just continue to just play hard for the school that helped me get to where I am right now.
And can you also talk a little bit about how much your mom means to you? I know she sends you scouting reports, so how does she have an effect on you?
Yeah. She she's everything.
she's been with me the whole way, you know, just supporting me and believing in me. And she's at every game. She's on her way here now. So it just means she means the world to me. And I just, you know, I want to go out there and play as hard as I can for her too.
Any other questions? Whoop.
Yeah, Jimmy, can you talk about, and this goes to Dion too, what this means getting to the NCAA tournament as seniors?
Say what? What was that in their part?
Finally making it to the tournament.
I mean, that's everybody's goal, you know. As soon as you come into college, is to win your MAC tournament, get to the NCAA, because this is like the biggest stage. Show everybody, because at this time, every eyes is on you, you know, and then everybody else want to proceed from here to get a job in the NBA or overseas or what's, you know. It just now just to show their talent and have fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it means a lot to me. Being a senior and this being my last year, yeah, there's no, you know, who's to say if you could play basketball after this? You know, it's just a real privilege and, you know, an honor to be here in my last final year.
Jalen, a question for you. Just kind of, you had this amazing MAC tournament run, MAC tournament MVP, but I mean, Kent was really your only Division I offer, and last year you had the foot injuries that kind of as setbacks, and also this year. Just talk about how that journey for you has come to now where you are.
When I had my injuries in the past for like a few months, my coaches and teammates was just telling me just to you know, sit back, you know, take notes of the game and just watch our players and just to see how things are and just take rest and soon enough just you know, just get back to myself. Once I got back, it was a few games where I was a little shaky and stuff like that. But as I continued and went on, it got better for me. And just yeah. That's all I got. Thank you.
Jimmy, the first game in the MAC tournament was against Central Michigan. You guys are down by a whole lot of points in the first half. Going up against arguably one of the best players in the conference in Marcus Kane. You finished with around 40 points and brought the team back for the victory. Did you feel like after that win, that game specifically, you were kind of catapulted towards making the run you guys did in the MAC tournament?
Yeah, I think that that boosted us a lot. They're a good team, and he's a heck of a scorer. And just being able to overcome the deficit that we were in, just definitely added fuel to our fire. But you know, we always believed that we could do this. We never stopped believing. We've been talking about this since the summertime, since we got together, and so we never lost belief. But yeah, it definitely boosted us.
Was there anything different in your game plan for this week facing UCLA bigs like Lonzo Ball?
No, really, not really. You know, we come out here, just play hard, stick to what we do best, and I mean, that's all we could do right now. You know, just play ball, have fun, because we're here now.
You know, gotta stick to the game plan like we've been doing, and that's why we've been winning. So we're gonna be doing that.
Any other questions? Okay, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
We'll have Coach Sender off here in just a moment. Oh, okay. Cool. Hey, Coach. Doing great. Thank you. Okay, we now have the head coach of the Golden Flashes, Rob Senderoff. Rob is in his sixth season with the program. Coach, it's the first NC2A tournament for your team since 2008. Certainly a stupendous season. Can you talk a little bit about some of the highs and lows that you faced during the course of the year?
Absolutely. First of all, it's an honor to be here and for our team and our program to be part of March Madness here again. As you mentioned, first time since 2008 and sixth time in school history. So this is a great to be a part of. Our players are really excited. Our university is really excited to be a part of this, and getting an opportunity to play a great UCLA program and a great UCLA team tomorrow night is something we're really looking forward to.
Coach Senderoff, Chip Reed, TV2 of Kent State University. First off, it's an honor as student journalist to follow the team out here. My question is, Steve Alford, coach of UCLA, you guys both have ties to Indiana. Have you spoke with him at all? Do you know him?
No, I don't know Coach Alford. Obviously, growing up, I certainly watched him and know how phenomenal a player he is. But as great a player as he is, he's doing just as good a job, if not better, as the coach of UCLA. And again, for us and our program, it's a privilege to get an opportunity to play such a good team here in the NCAA tournament. And we're really excited to get a chance to play them tomorrow night.
Talk about what being here means to your program after not being here for so long.
Yeah.
What does it mean going forward?
I think that's a great question, and it's really our league is very, very difficult. It's a one bid league most of the time, and it's a league where you can have tremendous success and still not be in the NCAA tournament. And we've won 122 games in the 6 years that I've been the head coach. But getting to that tournament, it means so much to our school and to our fans and to our university that it's just really humbling to be a part of this. And our team this year, as these guys mentioned that were on before, we started out with some really good wins. We beat Texas at Texas early in the season, but also some close losses. And at one point, we were 9-9. At one point, we were 13-12, and we were 1-4 in the league and 5-7 in the league at one point. So to finish winning 9 out of 10 games, to be down in 8 out of those 10 games at halftime, it really shows the resiliency and the toughness of the group that we have. And as a coach, you couldn't be prouder of seeing a group of men who compete and play as hard as they do for each other and for our university.
Ellie Lieberman, SB Nation. Can you talk a little bit about what's different coaching this team on such a run versus what it was like coaching Indiana?
Yeah, well, coaching this team, it's really special because these guys all have tremendous stories to tell. And, Jimmy Hall, you mentioned him, Jalen Walker, who was up here, didn't have any scholarship offers coming out of high school. And then as a sophomore, as a freshman, he broke his foot. At the beginning of his sophomore year, he broke his foot. And then he goes and has 30 points in the conference championship game. Dion Edwin played his entire junior year in league with a torn meniscus and had to have surgery right after the season. And for him, again, for his senior year to be a part of the first NCAA tournament team since 2008, I think it just speaks towards their resiliency. And we have other stories to tell as well. Jalen Avery, our starting point guard, first time we played, we were 9-9. He had not played in 2 straight games and then became our starting point guard. And from that point on, we're 13-4. Mitch Peterson, a freshman wing, who at one point we thought about redshirting, is now playing 30 minutes a game as a freshman. So there's so many stories to tell on this with this group, and it's so special to be the coach of it.
And going off of that, you guys have kind of adopted the mantra, like, this story isn't over. What does that mean to you going forward for tomorrow?
You know what? We watched prior to our game against Akron where we snapped their 30-game home winning streak. We watched a video on the Super Bowl, and during that video after halftime when the New England Patriots were down, I think it was 17 or 18 points at halftime, Julian Edelman, who's a Kent State graduate, you hear him talking to Tom Brady right before the start of the second half saying, we're going to come back and win this, and it's going to be a hell of a story. It's going to be a hell of a story. That's all he says. And we've sort of kept that, like, this is going to be our story. And we, from that point on, have won 9 out of 10. And like I said, down at halftime in 8 of those 10 games. We've defended like crazy. We've made timely plays when we've needed to. And we've showed tremendous toughness and resiliency as a group.
Coach, I mean, any different approach here? I mean, you know, UCLA obviously a little bit bigger of a team, bigger of a brand than, you know, Akron, Buffalo, Ohio University, teams of that nature. But I get the impression that you guys are pretty comfortable with the cards that you've been dealt, and that's how it's been the last 10, 11 ball games. Do you guys feel pretty comfortable? I mean, not a whole lot to change going into this game?
Well, you know, everybody who makes the NCAA tournament has a really good team. Everybody who makes the NCAA tournament is playing with confidence. And our guys certainly are. We have a belief in what we're doing. With that being said, we know we're playing, you know, one of the great programs of all time and one of the great teams in the country this year in UCLA. They certainly are more than capable of winning this entire tournament. And at the same time that I say that, we also know that this is March, and in March, you don't have to beat UCLA 7 times or 4 times out of 7. You just have to beat them Friday night at 7 o'clock. So we're going to play with confidence. There's certainly some things that we need to do really well to have a chance to win. But again, our guys are playing loose, really happy to be here, and excited about the opportunity that lies ahead of us.
Any other questions for the coach? Rob, thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
That concludes our 8-team interview session. The first game tomorrow will feature Oregon and Iona with a local tip time of 11 a.m. Pacific. So we will see you all here. The media room tomorrow morning will open at 7 a.m. Thank you. Yeah, everything will be in here. First one probably